In the month of June, we saw some red. However, if we really look at June as a month and compare it to the last 20 years, it's been one of the weaker months. However, if we pull back and we look at quarter two of 2026 as itself, we actually had the strongest quarter for the S&P and the Nasdaq in 6 years. So June was choppier, primarily as technology was in a drawdown. The good news to that is that we're seeing a bit of a broadening. So people coming out of technology and going into other companies. Primarily, I mean, look at the Russell 2000 here. It is up tremendously on the month, and especially if we pull back to the year, we're up over 20% so far. And this is good news. This is not a couple of companies. Primarily, lately, last couple of years, been chip companies, a handful skyrocketing and going up, but it's rather a multitude of companies rising, where we're seeing about 64% of all companies are above their 50-day moving average. That really shows some health. One other encouraging part is that July, in contrast, is actually one of the strongest months of the year if we look at the last 20 years, but even more so in the last 10 years. Kevin Warsh had his first Fed meeting on June 17th, unanimous vote to do nothing. However, there were hawkish tones, which caused a little bit of volatility in the market for people thinking that the chances of interest rate hikes are more probable than reducing interest rates. Now, our firm believes that we're probably going to hold interest rates flat for the year, that we shouldn't necessarily be too cautious of an interest rate hike, but it is a point to make. Globally, the Iran conflict is still very much active. We thought we had a truce, but that was essentially unwound in about 24 hours, and that's pretty much where it's been. And we are pretty much where we have been since this whole thing started. As we look forward, we think that the strong July will continue, and we're looking more towards the fall time when the Fed meets again. And that's when, if they would hike rates, that's when it would be expected. So that's our next big thing to look out for. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in July.